is what Super Important Reviews. My name is Steve, and today I'll be going over the Figma Roger Smith for Big O. This was a 2011 Wonderfest exclusive. Don't have the package anymore, which is sad because the package was actually really nice, but I've been trying to throw away boxes, and I don't see me selling this guy anytime soon because I love me some Big O. It's one of my more favorite Toonami animes that they played back in the day, or at least an anime that played on Toonami. Just really loved the giant robot Batman the Animated Series atmosphere. Thought he was a cool main character. Also have the Dorothy, so if you guys give this one enough loving, probably do a little hodgepodge review of that. But with these reviews, they show up on Patreon first, so when this one is currently available for you guys to see on YouTube, there'll actually be another Patreon one available only on Patreon at the moment. That will eventually come out. Then when that one comes out, a new one will go up, yada yada yada. Like when this one's on Patreon, the Green Lantern one should be out. But anyways, these videos are meant to be kept short, brief, just to kind of showcase the figure, give you guys my overall opinion, and try to do little to no editing as possible. So there's not really any comparisons to me messing around with it too much, but you guys can still see the figure in its entirety. Anyways, starting with, comes with the Figma bag. Every Figma comes with a Figma bag. If you don't get this, generally it's probably a knockoff. I don't know if there's a knockoff of the Roger Smith figure, actually. To be fair, I know there's a lot of Figma bootlegs, and I wouldn't be surprised, but from what little I've paid attention, I don't think I've really seen too many of this, but this one was a legit one. It does come with some head sculpts, which you get the faceplate with the sunglasses. You also get one with him kind of looking off to the side with his mouth closed. The one that I have currently on the figure is him yelling, because as you can see I have him talking into the radio, which was actually an accessory piece all on its own. You guys can see he's kind of talking into his wristwatch there, because he does come with an extra forearm attachment, just for the blank sleeve, the watchless arm, but kind of decided to go with this one the way I wanted to have him posed, because I have him standing in front of the Big O on my shelf, so he's kind of yelling into it. I still need to get me a larger Big O at some point. It's one of those Grail figures. Would be nice to have. It is a bit of a pain in the butt, though, because when you do pull this out, see if I can do it a little bit. Okay, this one actually did it pretty well, but sometimes... Well, actually, it didn't do it very well. You need this joint out of here, so it could be a bit of a pain in the butt. One thing I recommend is just using a hairdryer, heating it up, and then using pliers. Usually, like, I'll take some pliers and like wrap it in something soft to grip onto these so you don't damage the pegs, and then pull it out. You can still kind of get with your fingers, but you got to heat it up quite a bit in order to make sure it pops out accordingly. He also comes with a briefcase, which you can open up to reveal loads and loads of cash, which is nice. I was thinking about having him posed with it, because I could have him like holding onto the briefcase and yelling into it, but I kind of, again, like the original forearm that I had with it. Lost some hands. It does come with quite a bit of hand accessories. Actually, on the figure here, you got the open, like, action-oriented palm, and then the clenched fist. He also comes with a pair of more... Oh, actually, I was going to say, I only see the one relaxed hand, but he actually has the pair on here, so you get two relaxed hands, you get two of the open action hands, two gripping hands, two clenched fists, and then two kind of like angled clenched fists, depending on what you need. I think on here I just had the... I think it's the angle clenched fist, from what it seems. Trying to check it out. It's like... I love that he comes with like a pair of clenched fists, but they look fairly similar. And then swapping them out, you just want to grab at the base of the forearm. You just pull them out, push them back in. They're little pegs. A lot of the older Figmas, the joints are fairly easy to swap back and forth because there's not a lot of friction. But over time, they can loosen that up a bit, so do be forewarned of that. And that's pretty much it accessory-wise. The rest of the figure here, head sculpt looks great, like the hairline. You do get a giant seam to where it connects to the face. A lot of like the female figures, they kind of hide that a lot better, but because of the way his hair is designed, there's not really a way of getting around that. Probably the ugliest part, but To be fair, there's not really much you can do about it. Same thing I didn't mention earlier, but you can swap the faces. You just pull off on the front section. Super easy to do. He's got his relatively thick neckline. He got his tie. His outfit's pretty much just black and whites all over. The buttons here are actually elevated from the suit, which I do like, because I could have just seen him just painting some yellow dots here, calling it a day, but it does have a little bit of raised edges. Got some pockets here. For the most part, the suit looks pretty well contained. Depending on the pose, there is some gappage here at the top, which can look a little weird. Same with on the under section, but that's to be expected on articulated figures. But the jacket here is made of a softer rubber-like material, so you get a little bit of flexibility with it. Pants, nothing too complicated going on there. Some dress pants. Got some basic dress boots that are slightly dusty. And pretty much it. Like, from what it has been a minute since I've watched the anime, but I think it is a pretty nice representation of him. Like, the jacket might be a little too thick, but a lot of that just kind of has to do with the material. I forgot to also mention he comes with a Figma stand, so you can pose him on to help him keep him upright, because without it, could be a bit of a pain in the butt. And then should have also had an extra little piece that went on the front of this, I do believe. I don't see it here. I actually don't think my Dorothy has one in the package either, because I got her bag here. Because I noticed when I was setting up the video, his hands were actually inside of this. But hers doesn't actually have one sitting there, so they might not have came with one. I'm not sure to quote me on that part in particular, but I don't think I recall seeing that with these. Other thing too is when you take the peg out, he actually has flesh tones underneath, which is a bit odd. Articulation, head could look up about that far. Face comes off a little easy. Actually pretty easy. Down about that far. Can rotate it side to side. Nice little wiggle to it. Arms up about that far, down by that far. Rotation all the way around. Rotation at the top of the shoulder. Single joint at the elbow. A little bit of rotation at the elbow. Rotation at the hand. And then it's got a little hinge so you can swivel it back and forth. At the waist, it feels like he should have some joints in there, but I like that they use a soft material, but you don't really get too much play with it. But he can bend over about that far, back about that far, a little bit side to side. So in terms of like chest and like waist articulation, not the most posable Figma, sadly. Which is kind of why you buy these, because you want to be able to do a lot of crazy stuff, but for the most part it's mainly like arms and legs. His legs can go out about that far, inwards about that far, a little bit backwards, a little bit forwards, rotation at the top of the thigh, single joint at the knee, a little bit of rotation there, rotation at the foot, can also go forward and back, and a little bit side to side as well. So overall, pretty pleased with it. It kind of depends on your love of Big O, on how much you really need to acquire this Figma, because like collecting wise, he's not the most expensive Figma, even for being exclusive. I usually see him like 60 to 100 on average, depending on where you're getting from. I know I see him pre-owned pop up for like about $60. Dorothy's usually about the same, which I actually kind of like the Dorothy a little bit better. She's a little bit more posable, from what I can recall. But yeah, outside of that, like it's a decent Figma, definitely not the best. But if you like Big O, highly recommend picking this guy up, especially if you got the Shikoken mechas. It's always cool to kind of have the pilots to go along with them. But what do you guys think? If you guys picked up Roger Smith, let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought of this Figma. And help us defeat those kaiju by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a Ranger today. We also have an Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, and Facebook. If you guys like to keep up to date with the channel and donate, we greatly appreciate it. And see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.